think they're both great. I'm really, you know, there's one thing I gotta say, thinking back to the Pokemon Global link, because I've just started to try, I say try, and I really mean try, to get into Wi-Fi battling, just randomly, because I know you guys are going to jump at that saying, oh, I'll battle, I'll battle, I'll battle. I don't have time to set up matches like that, but on the go, with Wi-Fi, it's a lot easier, and I wanted to try it out. But it doesn't seem like there's any American players, or any English-speaking players that are on. Or maybe I'm just playing at wrong times of the day, I don't know, but I try to go into other battles other than single-player, and all I can get into are single-player matches with people from Japan. So I kind of feel as though, since the feature wasn't available at launch, that the people who aren't huge Pokemon fans from the get-go are just going to forget about that feature and say, oh, who cares, you know, I moved on, I got the 3DS, who knows. But for me, the 3DS and Pokemon Black have been going hand in hand. I mean, it's so awesome on the 3DS. And just for the simple fact that it's larger, it's got a larger screen, and I can hold it farther away. I don't need to be this close to the screen, which I really like. Yeah, rage quitters. That sucks because it doesn't even count as a win for you. They should, oh, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you tap on your trainer card on the back, and you scroll through the text, you can see cool stats like how many times you traded, collected, things like that, battles you had. I like the trainer card this time around. They also show you the date that you battled the gym leader. I may do Wi-Fi battles. I may do them when I don't have as many walkthroughs going at once, but probably in the future. Near or far future, not near. What's up? Yeah, Pokemon MMO, that would be pretty freaking awesome. I'm curious though how Nintendo would do that, because personally, man, it's hard to say. I would pay for a test, but I'd be even kind of weary of doing that because I don't want to get. I don't like games that you keep after repaying for over and over and over again. When I buy a game, I want it to be mine. So I don't know how Nintendo would do an MMO. Have they done any MMOs? Not even Pokemon, just overall. I'm not sure. No, I'm saying Nintendo. See, I never got into WoW. I never got into, yeah, none of it. I'm trying to think of other ones, but I can't because I just never got into it. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Really, that was a hard and fast card game. I mean, hard and fast as far as buying and keeping up with the times went. Because they would come out with so many new elements and so many new cards that if you didn't buy the newest cards, your ass would be beat. Your Dark Magician was worthless against these new GX, GT character models with super fusion power, you know, it's... what the hell? No idea what happened with Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember the anime took a downturn fast. I believe it was like around the time of the movie, and then it was like... facepalm. What makes Pokemon better? I would say that its approachability. That's probably what makes it better, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Overall, from beginning to end, was a much more complex thing for me to understand. And it was fun, it was a good strategy game, but Pokemon was a lot easier to get into, and it's cool because, for me at least, I don't know about you guys, but for me, being 18 and starting out loving it when I was 10, you know, it was really cool to have that growth. And to see it evolve from watching the anime and collecting the cards to doing the games and enjoying the heck out of those to now actually talking about it and helping others younger than myself or even older. So for me, that's what I love about Pokemon, is that it captures you in colorful characters but then brings you further with real hardcore mechanics for gameplay when it comes to battling. Oh, and Manny, if you think you miss anything important, remember this will be on YouTube, so you can always scroll back. Last time I bought Pokemon cards. That's a good question. I feel like I bought them out of the blue one day just for kicks, but I don't. I didn't. I'm trying to think. I guess it was around Ruby and Sapphire days. That was about the end of my card collecting days. I really wish they would have came out with another Pokemon TCG game, though. Video game. The first one was really awesome, and I think underappreciated, really. The only problem with that one was a lot of it was chance, but you know what, that's probably more the card game overall. A lot of it is a lot more down to chance than stats, because you can't raise the stats of a card, you just have to have the right card, and you're relying on the shuffle of the deck to work in your favor. So naturally it's probably going to be a more random game, but still I thought it was a blast, and I think it's a perfect time. Come on, 3DS! I am ready for a portable Pokemon card game that I could play with other people, actually. Because it's sad, I never, not once in my life, had another person to play Pokemon cards with. It sucked, and that just left me to imagine my own games with them, so that's not too bad, but still, I really would have liked to play Pokemon with someone else, because that was what it was intended for. Yeah, I really think that when Pokemon starts emerging on the 3DS and the eShop, for example, starts going onto the 3DS and seeing how expansive it can get, the games and type of experiences you can download from there, I think that you're really going to be put into the Pokemon reality. It's great. I mean, Pilot Wings, it's like another dimension that I have the specialty, the honor, the privilege, whatever you want to call it, of just being able to get that little looking glass and looking around the world. Unfortunately, that free flight mode, that's kind of a bummer because it's like 2 minutes. Pokemon on 3DS, that's when things are going to become a lot realer. That's when they're going to start coming into augmented reality, they're going to start invading our real lives. The fact that it's so connected with Spot Pass and the pedometer, and you'll be growing with your Pokemon so long as you have your 3DS on you. I think that's a really cool prospect. Action Replay, what a laugh. People who use Action Replay for Pokemon, I don't get those people. It's like, why bother playing the game if you're just going to go buy an attachment that gives you Ultimate Win? I don't know, maybe that's something in itself, just reaching the ultimate win state, but I think that ultimate win state is desirable because you work for it. And when you get there, it's like, did a lot to accomplish this, and now that's something I could look at and say, yeah, I worked hard on that. When you get an Action Replay, it's just no fun. Plus, then you're a Cahaxor, and nobody wants to verse Cahaxors online. I don't know about you, but if I find anything fishy, most of the time, unless I'm recording it, I rage quit on the guy. Out of what animal would I make a Pokemon out of? Probably a squid, actually, now that I think about it, because Tentacruel never really got my attention. I know he's a jellyfish, but he never really got my attention, but I'd love to see a giant Kraken-type Pokemon. That would be awesome. No, my farm is not haunted. Oh, by the way, Shipshore, you were kind of late into the conversation, but I actually moved farms. Moved to a new farm. My horses did. I'm still living on the same one, unfortunately, but that's quickly changing the pace. Oh, obviously Deoxys would win. Deoxys has infinite reforming capabilities. I don't know who saw the Pokemon movie Destiny Deoxys. I was trying to think what year that was, but that's hopeless for me to think that. But Destiny Deoxys. But in that movie, he was a beast. He just kept reforming. He could make copies of himself. He's space where that came from or what he was. It's just, I love Deoxys. Arceus may be the god of Pokemon, but here's one thing I do. I don't watch the animes, but I do go back and I watch, you know, speed or hurry is in my mind when it comes to watching those things. But the Pokemon movies, I like to see kind of the markers of where Ash and his friends are now, who are his friends. Brock's still there. Brock never goes, apparently. And it's always interesting. But I saw Arceus and Jewel of Life, or whatever that was. Pathetic movie. Oh, man. I like the Darkrai one much better. That was even better than that movie. He was just such an annoying Pokemon, Arceus. His voice pissed me off. His abilities were like, whatever. You're just another version of Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. I thought Dialga and Palkia's and Giratina's whole little triangle thing, I thought that was interesting, but then they threw Arceus in there like, oh yeah, he's the god, and whatever. Don't care. Oh, so Brock's gone now for Black and White. Well, that went too fast, but Ninja David, your donation probably went through. It's just, I refuse to. Fucked over big time. Oh, yeah, I've seen preview photos on Cerebi about that. Huh. Don't ruin it for me, I want to see the Zoroark movie. Hopefully it's a lot better than the last one. Seamus, though, why he stopped it. Really? That's funny as fuck. Yeah, I started actually watching Seamus recently just because he was doing some interesting Minecraft things. What, did you PM him, or just randomly comment on his videos? I'm betting that the Zoroark movie is sad because of Zorua. Just gonna throw it out there. I'm betting. I don't want to be told. Yes, comrade, I plan to do multiplayer Minecraft servers, hopefully livecast Minecraft servers or something like that. But in the future, I have not even applied modifications to the game or texture packs. You know, I want to get a good, at least, maybe 50 episodes under my belt before we get into the server space. That's funny that he even answered you then, that you just peed it. Whatever. That's a good question. If Zekrom and Reshiram fought Dialga and Palkia, who would... That's difficult, because I don't really know the full extent of Zekrom and Reshiram's power. I mean, looking at it in black and white, pretty fucking powerful, but fire and electricity, they don't really work when you control space and time. You know, you kind of are boned when you're put in your own little space bubble with its own separate time, and you can't even get out of that reality. That's not much you can do there. You can explode fire and electricity all you want, but it's not going to break the dimensionality. Dream team for Pokemon White? I don't have one yet, actually. I can't really decide who's my favorite yet, because I love so many of them, and I'm just getting around to EV training, and actually now, later on, after we're done discussing, I'm going to go over how you can EV train a Zoroark, ironically enough, speaking of him. I'm going to do an EV train once kind of Pokemon every PokeChat. Not one kind of Pokemon every PokeChat, but every PokeChat will do a different Pokemon. Kind of like Cerebi does, but it's going to be my spin on it. It's going to be how I play, so it's going to be different.